Hey, this is Doris. Okay, as the storyteller, let me tell you about this. I just got an email about another chart to do, and I'm happy to do it. Um, so let's take it this way. What's on my mind? I'm remembering a story about when I was in the service. They had a major quiz that was going to be important. They walked up to one person, they opened up this map of the world, and they asked him, show me where the water is. He pointed to the blue on the map, and he passed. Went to the next Marine, they asked him how to take off a tire. What is the procedures? And his answer was to turn the bolts counterclockwise. Then they came up to me, and they asked me, how would you explain to me the automatic anti-spin recovery system? Yeah, okay. After feeling treated unfair, I cracked down on the books. I end up going, when I went to Valline, because of those questions like that, and it wasn't the first time I experienced some things like that, I became a troubleshooter, not only with my plane, but I also wanted to know, in case they pulled this again on every plane, that I could get my hand on every manual that I could possibly get a hold of, and started studying. And about the time we went to Japan, I was given the job. Vow line is when planes land at a station, and that's their station. Then they just go to their own people take care of them. And when a plane lands at a airport, and they don't have a home base there, then Vow line would just do a little bit of troubleshooting and look at them and stuff, in case there's something wrong with them. Most of the time there was nothing ever wrong with them when a plane landed, so I got to catch and launch and look at a lot of planes. While I was there, I noticed Marines were walking past me. One day they walked past me and they had a little limp on their foot, and to make a long story short, the gunny sergeant there was messing with them. They said I strained my ankle and they couldn't run, and he said, well, did you bring your paperwork with you? They didn't have their paperwork, so he said, why don't you do push-ups the whole time? Next thing I seen, these same Marines walking past me with slings on their arms, where he actually was hurting them. And I did not like seeing this. The manifestor in me came out. Don't usually ever come out in me, but it did. And I think they court-martialed him after I went after him, because he was hurting Marines on purpose. He was hurting people I really didn't even know, but the idea of what he was doing was wrong. And so the next place I was stationed was Cherry Point, where they decided, without me, when I got to Cherry Point, they said, you're going to be the corporal of the guard at Cherry Point, because I think I was an E2 at the time, but I just took down a gunny sergeant. So when I went to Cherry Point, they made me corporal of the guard at Cherry Point for the last, I think it was nine months of my duty, of the time I had to fill. And I went through, then because I was corporal of the guard, our hours were long, and I had a picture of me while I was the corporal of the guard at Cherry Point. Now, the reason why I bring all this up for the upheaval. Upheaval is a major change. You don't know what you're going to do until that happens. Um, I didn't know what I was going to do, and even you cannot even predict that I was ever going to go through the what I went through, and how I during the time I was going through it, I didn't know how I was going to go through it, but everything in the end turned out. Now, I'm looking at this person's chart right here in front of me. This would be an upheaval 6-2, a projector. Now, when I was looking at their chart and I was breaking it down into what their gifts are, they talking about an alpha dog. They have the mason, the coach, the storyteller, the music box, the messenger bag. They're an alpha dog, the baton, the pizza man, salesman. They could go either way because of the tribal. They have the nunchucks, which would be, if you would have went to my stories, you would see that would be like the Karate Kid. He changed everything and risk basically his life to make these changes. Singer, studying in binoculars. He's the captain. Now, when you look at a projector is they make major change. Okay, they're the leaders. They tap into your G center of the others around them, and they drain you, their vampire energy. Asking them yes and no questions to help them, and try to keep them out of the negativity if you can. But when I was looking at this chart and analyzing it, who this person is, I don't know if it's male or female. They could go either way. It depends on the event in life that it's going to trigger them. That's going to make them who they are. To bring out who they are and their change, what's going to happen. This person could go either way. They have major power, because they have the boss, and they're around any other boss, and they're a projector. They could drain the energy of them and become the boss. So I'm looking at this person saying, as a manifester, I know I walk in peace. I don't look like I'm going to cause anyone harm. I'm just going through my life. But when I run across somebody who was doing wrong against what I believed in, I changed. I didn't do but I did the right thing. Now, this chart here is a person who has and can't have serious, because they're upheaval. They will create change also in the world. Now, what event in their life that's going to change them? That's for the world to predict. That this is human design, not psychic reading. So, I see from their chart they're going to protect their own kind because they have a few tribal traits on them. So if you're one of their kind, then you're safe. I don't know what their kind is, though, because this was a blind reading. But does this person have power? Yes. As a 6-2, most likely the power won't come out until late. The 6-2 comes out later. So this person is somebody to keep an eye on, and to keep them away from your computer when they're bitter. They can mess up with frequencies. They mess up with people's frequencies, and also they can crash a system when they're upset. So, and keep them on a positive if you can. what event's going to change their life to have this upheaval change, is determined how what steps they take in life. That's what happens. It's how they it's not what happens to you in life. It's how you handle it. That's the truth. That's basically the result. So they're probably at the age of this person. They're probably still in learning. It's that hibernation 6-2 stage they're in because of their age. But to do a personal reading gives this person, yes, this person could have potential of doing a major upheaval. Depends on how their attitude is in life and how they're going to handle it when they have to, when they're bring out their nunchucks, who they're fighting. Thank you.